Um, I'd like to know from you how important it is to hone your soft skills if you want to pursue a PhD, not just in economics but also in other fields. How important it is to have good soft skill, not just communication skills, your speaking ability, your writing ability. That's obviously that goes without saying, but also your ability to network, to your ability to market yourself, to create a brand for yourself. Um, just tell us about that. I know you are very good at networking, so
Okay, okay. No. I think like networking and soft skills comes later.
Mhm.
If you're not have good market value,
Mhm.
you'll not people will hesitate to contact you
Right,
or communicate you.
right.
So first of all, you have to build a strong perception right to others.
Yeah.
And of course, networking is very important. So it does help in jobs, but my recommendation is like you have to be confident in your work, whatever you're doing. Everything comes later. But this is like how the system works these days.
Mhm.
You have to be smart enough in your work, and you also know how to sell your work. Suppose you are a team developer, suppose you develop some softwares.
Mhm.
It's a very good, like, those techniques you have developed it, but you don't know how to sell it.
Right.
So, and at that point of time, your networking and communication skills will come,
Mhm.
and that will make you something different from others, those who don't know how to do the marketing of this, right?
Mhm.
So marketing is not like you are selling the market, it is like you are communicating your device, your inventions to the wider audience to reach everyone, right?
Right.
So I think it's important, but your hard work and your work is important first of all. Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. Um, okay. One more question to Taz. Um, so you are in a state university, right? Not in a
Yes.
private university.
Yeah.
Um, is it better to be in a private university in the US or in a state university?
It is not like that. A lot of private universities are also like Harvard, like everything is like private universities, but it matters, like it doesn't matter, I think. There are a lot of good, like government public universities, there are a lot of private universities. I think it is not going to give like much information. I think it's not going to be a big difference.
Mhm.
But generally, like public universities are more funded, but these days private universities have more resources, more innovation, more
Right,
funding. So you
right.
can't say like which one is good or which one is better.
Mhm.
You'll find like top 10 here, top 10 there. Like there are a lot of good universities in both sides. Yeah.
Okay, another question to you, Taz, a small question, which is that what about the visa? I think you get visa for 5 to 6 years, right? And then
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Then after that, your employer
So
has to sponsor you, right? Otherwise, you cannot stay back in the US.
yes, so basically like what I know right now, you are applying for like you're getting a PhD admission,
Mm-hmm.
you will get like F1 visa. Like with students like doing pursuing PhD or masters, they get F1 visa.
Mm-hmm.
So like for in our case, like we have a 5-year PhD program,
Mm-hmm.
so we get 5 years visa.
Mm-hmm.
And after completing this job, you will be in job market.
Okay.
So after finishing the job, there is something called OPT. It's a kind of different visa. It depends on department. Some departments will give you 3 years of OPT.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of visa. You can work after your degree 3 years without any visa.
Mm-hmm.
And some departments give you 1 year visa.
Okay.
And in meantime, suppose like if you got a job in Microsoft, for example, in that point of time, then it is a Microsoft responsibility to file a H1B on your behalf,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And then you'll get H1B. And that is how it will work.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if you're getting a job in academia or research or non-profit organizations, the H1B visa is very, very easy. It's very common. But in corporates, if you're not going to the big like MNCs or corporates, it's really not easy, and the waiting time is 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how it works. Right now, we have this information, and this we'll see in detail after 2 years, like how it is working. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One more question on that. But how is the life in US? How enjoyable it is?
It's a good question, Pani. You are in Netherlands. You know
Yes, I
well.
know the life in Europe is very good actually, right? It's very easy.
So I
Public
must say
transportation
it's
is very
very
good.
good here as well. I must say it's very good here as well.
Mhm.
Basically, like you're working. In fact, you are getting money. You are independent student. You can save money also. It's a very good life apart from social and like education also. Plus, the only thing like you miss here is like your friend circle and like your family.
Okay.
And on the job market side, on your academia, like brighter future, I think this is more important. I think it's very good right now for me. A lot of people have homesickness. Sometimes they like it's very difficult for them. But yeah, we have to keep engaging with family.
Right.
But otherwise, it's very good. We are getting decent amount of money. We are having a good flat, apartments while studying. It's very convenient for us. I think we'll say. Yeah.
Okay. Are there age limits for jobs in the US and
No.
also in India?
You will
No,
be
right?
surprised in my class where I am with the teaching assistantship.
Mhm.
A 53-year guy is doing undergrad. 53-year guy. And sometimes he comes as a class to ask questions. I feel like, oh my God, like what should I respond to him? He's almost like my father age,
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, people you'll find like different people like studying in like 40 years in PhD, 50 years in PhD. It's like very common here.
Ah.
No age limit for anything. Neither job, neither work, PhD, neither masters. Yeah. A lot of people are doing it.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. How about you, Taj? Are you enjoying life in US?
Yes, all good, brother, all good.
Ajar. Are you also
No,
enjoying?
life here is extremely good. It should not be a concern if somebody is, planning to come to US. He or she is going to enjoy the life here. It's everything you.
In what ways? I mean, enjoy in what ways? I mean, I know people don't talk to each other, right? It's very difficult to socialize in the US.
You
Right.
can socialize, and people are really helpful. You may not get helpful people you'll get here in other places. So starting from your faculty,
Mhm.
like your colleagues, they're extremely helpful.
Mhm.
You couldn't have asked for more.
Okay.
And so, that should not be a concern, how will the life, visa, these things will come later. You will adapt and you will adjust. Life is, you'll get everything. I don't think there is a scarcity of anything.
Okay.
So there are many scarcities in our countries, but you will enjoy life, depending on the, where you are living. If it is a small city, you'll have, of course, less fun,
Mhm.
but you will have the other facilities also.
Mhm.
There is no scarcity of facilities.
Okay.
So you'll enjoy life. So that should not be a concern. I think it will be a little difficult to adjust initially, to adapt, but eventually you will enjoy. Everybody will enjoy.
Okay. Cool. Great. Okay, we have covered almost everything that one would like to know about doing a PhD in the US, but also in general the career options in the field of economics, right? I think today we talked about the options that you have in the academia, but also a bit about other options, right? In India, we have opportunities in the Reserve Bank of India, also opportunity in the government of India, right? Also in the state government, I guess, right? I know some of our friends like Milind and all, not Milind. I think Lipi, right? Lipi is working with government of India, right? The others also from environmental economics, Taj, from your branch, who are working with different ministries, also research establishment. Is it a good career? Is it a fun job? I know you also have some experience.
For me, it was like very good.
Mhm.
And I'm in touch with like Lipi
Mm.
and one more. I think like she had a very good experience working with government of India. She was working for Niti Aayog.
Right.
She worked for 3 years, and then later she moved to the chief advisor office. I think she was very happy. Right now, she have left the job. She is like, I think she's doing something else. I'm not in touch, but I know about this. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a good experience for her. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, wonderful talking to both of you. Anything, any last remark?
Yes. We have a question for you, especially me.
Yes.
Like since you have been working for almost 8 years in the industries.
Yes.
Like, what do you think about like how is the job market for PhD level like graduates in your industry, or like do you see like every day like PhD people in your domain, and how it is working, how it is functioning? Are there any jobs like how it is like something like that? Yeah.
Okay. Again, it depends on whether you're talking about India or Europe, because I have experience of working in India, in UK, and in EU. In India, I think places where PhDs are hired, they give a lot of importance to people with PhD. Okay. Like I used to work with Ford. There, if you are a PhD, then you get 2 promotion higher than someone fresh from master's program, right? That like from the day one, right? So you are 2 level higher than the guy who is just a master. Okay. That is not the case in Europe, by the way. In Europe, you join more or less at the same level as a master's. Right? And I work with many PhDs, PhD from physics, from maths, from computer science, also from econometrics and economics. There are many PhDs working with me. In banks, PhDs are valued a lot. Why? Because the kind of work that we do in bank, it requires you to have a good theoretical knowledge, good writing skills, good communication skills, good skills when it comes to doing academic research, because our work is pretty much like academic research.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So you need to read papers, you need to write documents which are pretty much like academic documents, not of that level of quality, but very similar. So having a PhD is valued a lot in the industry, and especially after 2012 and 13, when this database research is not just valued in banks, because it has always been very important in banks, but also in other industries these days, right? So you have lots of opportunities in other industries as well, beside banks, because I'm working with banks, so I can only talk about banks, but also in consulting firms and all, you have plenty of opportunities. In India, you have McKinsey, you have Ernst & Young hiring PhDs from different disciplines, and right, our former director is currently working with EY, right?
Yes, Dr. D.K. Srivastava is the chief economist of EY. Yes,
exactly. So I know even people leaving academia to work for industry, right? I have 2 colleagues actually working with me here in Netherlands.
There are synergies. These days there are synergies in research and industries.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think the salaries are a bit better in industry, especially the initial salary.
Yeah.
But I think after a while you saturate in industry, but I think you get good salary in academia. So that is the only trade-off. Whether you want to wait to get good salary, if that is okay with you, then academia is a good place. Beside other good things about academia, obviously there is less freedom in industry as compared to, say, in academia. I mean, in academia you do not have a boss, right? You are your own boss, right? But that is not the case in industry. Okay, so and it's easier to change your career from academia to industry, but the other way around is a bit more difficult, right? I have not come across people who have worked in industry for 10-15 years and gone back to teach in universities. Well, some I know in business schools and all, right? Bhaduri sir, right? He was one of the.
Recently, I met a guy who was in 10 years in industries, and he came back again to the academia. I said, like, why you came back? He said, like, I just like I wanted to switch something to try this system, like how does it work?
Right.
Basically, like he has the options to go back again, right?
Right.
So a lot of people do experiments from coming from research to academia, academic
Right.
research, like this is how it goes, yeah.
राइट, बढ़िया बढ़िया है
Great.
सर। तो हम लोगों ने सारा बात इंग्लिश में करा, बट ये हम लोग का जो मेरा चैनल है ना, इसमें हम हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में बात करते हैं नॉर्मली, तो ऐसा नहीं कि
बिल्कुल
बस
खाली
इंग्लिश
साहब।
में। ठीक है,
क्या करते हैं?
ठीक है,
हम्म।
तो और
ध्यान
कभी
दे
फिर
देंगे।
बात करेंगे। ठीक है, मैं सोच रहा हूँ डिबेट्स और डिस्कशंस ये भी इस टाइप का कंटेंट भी बनाने के लिए, जैसे इंडियन इकोनॉमी, ठीक है, इस पे हम बात कर सकते हैं, या फिर वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमी या इकोनॉमिक एंड पैंडेमिक, अदर जो टॉपिक्स है, राइट, जो कि जो मतलब जो सिविल सर्विस के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, या फिर जो स्टेट सर्विसेज के लिए या बैंक जॉब्स के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, या फिर जो PhD या फिर जो पढ़ रहे हैं, जस्ट दे आर डूइंग द मास्टर्स और बैचलर्स, आई थिंक फॉर देम इट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग टू नो अबाउट दिस थिंग्स फ्रॉम एक्सपर्ट्स, पीपल लाइक हु आर स्पेशलाइजिंग इन सम फील्ड्स, राइट। तो मैं आप लोगों को फिर से इनवाइट करूँगा फॉर दीज काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशंस, राइट, to be a panel member. I'll also invite others. I'm part of a group called Amo Prayas.
Okay.
It's a group where we have so many people from JNU, actually many PhD students from JNU, at least 20 PhD students from JNU, and also from BHU, IITs and IIMs. I'll also invite people from these universities, and also from the European universities, and I'll also invite you guys sometimes to discuss on other topics. So it was a wonderful discussion with both of you. I would like to thank both of you. I know it's late in the night in the US, but wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Fani, for having us, and have a great weekend. And Ajay, you too. And see you sometime soon.
Yeah, talk to you
Thank
soon,
you.
guys.
Take
Thanks.
care. Take care, Fani.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.